Hey, hello, good evening. Today it's nearly 11 p.m. on a Wednesday evening. So here we go. First, I want to show you guys my latest painting. This acrylics about the afterlife. So in the bottom you see someone passing over with the tree of life. In the middle you see the highest sphere of the afterlife. And on the side heads from humans for reincarnation. And eventually, as you can see over here, going with your twin soul to a new planet in the universe. For the first painting, I don't think it's bad. I'm very happy with the outcome. Um, and then after this, we'll go with another, double this size. So we'll see how that will go. So here we go. So, um, now let's start. Vlog 105. I'm enjoying myself in the last 2 weeks, home alone with the dog and our cat. I'm giving them food and let the dog out on a daily basis. In the evening, I try to watch series on Netflix. I'm really digging the Umbrella Academy a lot, a superhero series with a great storyline, mostly traveling through time. Very interesting subject. On the side, I'm watching a documentary about computer games and a documentary about the mob in New York called Fear City. A while ago, I also started with the anime Castlevania. We'll continue with that series as well. Also, a very good storyline. I'm sitting downstairs a lot with the dog. I'm letting him in the garden. I'm listening to music mostly. Started to paint again after 13 years. I drew with pastel the last 13 years, so it is fun to paint again. I bought 4 canvases, from which 2 smaller ones. I should have bought more bigger ones though. I like painting drawing big. The first one is going into the right direction. I had a nice couple of days, good and bad. More good than bad, though. In the way of perceiving reality. Sometimes like feeling the neighbors, afraid to think, getting sucked inside a delusional thought, drifting away from the inner core, hopping from one side to another. The feeling behind it all is getting better, though, like the boundaries flow over in feelings of love, not getting lost, though, or stuck inside a delusional thought, being blown up. A psychosis has many gradations. I'm still being confronted with that. It is getting less. I had times that I was really lost within fantasy worlds and see that as a reality, moving in and out, reflecting with madness. It is difficult to understand, of course. I'm doing my best to explain everything. A lot of problems with time, actually. I need to learn all over again, my own inner core, my own vision of the world, letting go the madness and psychosis. I do know a part of it is that I have too much dopamine inside my system. That caused most of the hallucinations. Because I'm using medicines, I'm feeling better. That took many years though. Not all of the medicines worked for me. To learn all over again. In a way, it is like a butterfly coming out of his cocoon, or like a snake getting rid of his skin. You grow. That is all that matters. You will grow in spiritual awareness, in feelings of universal love behind the curtain of life and death. That is the future. It becomes easier to understand everything, in universal feelings of love. Reincarnation forevermore. That is something beautiful. The possibilities are immense. Another piece. Yesterday I painted into the evening, a good 4.5 hours or so, with small breaks in between. I like where it is going to, it's nearly finished. For the first painting, it isn't bad. About the afterlife again. The next one will be the bigger one. I made up my mind about that. I like working on bigger pieces. I need to order new antipsychotic medicines. I can do that tomorrow as well. Have enough for another 4 days. It needs to be done though. I'm listening to Reeves Wright's album. Has been a while ago since I listened to Reeve. I liked him a lot back in the day. In matter of fact, one of my first albums I bought was Reeves' second album, Glow. Others were Queens Made in Heaven, that one I got as a gift, Smashing Pumpkins, Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness, Foo Fighters, their first album, Paradise Lost, 1 Second. I think that's funny to see, to talk about it. My first cassette tape was with the Beach Boys, and a song I remember from back then was a song from Live Aid. Do they know it's Christmas time? Funny memories. Anyways, I'm home alone at the moment, looking after the dog and cat. I don't mind that. Sat at home in the last couple of days, enjoying myself. In a bit I will let the dog out for his daily stroll. Close by, there is a high school. I'm waiting until the lunch break is over, then it is more quiet. A nice stroll through the park. The sun shines. Indian summer arrived. It might even go up to the 30 degrees Celsius. After the stroll, I want to continue with my painting again. I might finish it today. Do need to go out later on for dinner at a friend's place. That won't take long though. Probably making the first new strokes on a new canvas. Later on. Ah, the other day. The other day. Last evening, I didn't paint. Maybe later on today. In between cleaning the house a bit and waiting for a package to arrive. I will wait. Mostly, the mail arrives around 1 p.m. I hope it will arrive soon. Then I can let the dog out for his daily stroll. At the moment, it's just past noon. I'm listening to the latest versions from the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper and the White Album. Many outtakes and rehearsal pieces. I think it's nice to listen to them. Yesterday, a brother of mine came over as well. He's going on a small holiday today. I think that's nice. He booked a holiday in another part of the country after his other holiday got cancelled because of the coronavirus. A shutter got loose and he helped me out fixing it. Really grateful. It took him only 5 minutes to fix it. Later on, it is 4 p.m. at the moment and the mailman didn't arrive. In between I cleaned the house a bit, took a nice shower, washed my hair and brushed my teeth. It's around 29 degrees Celsius at the moment. For the rest of the week the temperatures will be high. I'm listening to John Lennon. I watch some YouTubes about successful people. Sometimes you need a bit of luck as well. Also being grateful and not giving everything away. I watched some stories about lottery winners as well. Some lost everything afterwards. Getting depressed as well. Again, not giving everything away. That's good advice. Another sunny day ahead of us. I had a great sleep. I made 3 cups of coffee, gave the dog and cat some food and water, opened up the door to the garden. I did my internet routines. It is just past noon. The mail already arrived, but the package is nowhere to be seen. I do hope it will arrive today. I want to order some medicines. Totally forgot about that the other day. I have enough for the upcoming 3 days. Anyways, needs to be done. Yesterday I cycled to the supermarket and ATM. I bought some groceries and tobacco. Took some cash from my bank account. Let the dog out. Afterwards I watched some YouTube. Was a fun pastime. And I didn't went to bed late. The evening has fallen. It is already dark outside and it's just 9:30 p.m. I sat downstairs most of the day. The package still didn't arrive. I did enjoy myself. I watched some YouTube. One of the people I'm following are Kara and Nate, a couple traveling around the world. At the moment, they are in the USA with a van tour through the countryside. The men are cycling a 500 miles tour in Colorado, and the women are driving behind them as support. Some friends and a brother joined them as well. I also watched an episode that they were in Thailand and eating a lot of great food. I really got hungry and ordered the Thai menu myself. Beef in red curry. Wasn't a bad meal. Just got in my room again, let the cat on the balcony for a bit, and in between I ordered the medicines. If all goes well, I can pick them up tomorrow and otherwise on the Friday. Last night I watched the first episode from Cobra Kai, from the world famous movies back in the 80s, Karate Kid. Everyone who was born in the 80s knows these movies, the same as Back in the Future and Ghostbusters, the Turtles of course, and Terminator. I also remember going to the first Jurassic Park movie. I went to the cinema with my family back then. That was in 1993. Later on in life, around the end of my teenage years and early adolescent life, I went to the cinema on a weekly basis. Many movies passed by in that time, and I really enjoyed myself watching them. In the end, around my hospitalization when I was 24 years old, I didn't go to the cinema anymore for many, many years. Now it is just an occasion. In the last couple of years, I only watched 2 movies a year. Going to the cinema in the morning, when it is really quiet. I still can't take large crowds. I want to see Tenet in the next couple of weeks. I have to see how that will go. Other things I remember are drifting through Amsterdam and not going to the art academy in Utrecht. That was a tough time. I did make many drawings in that time, but people were gossiping about me everywhere I went. They were right eventually. I didn't realize I was psychotic. I was frightening people in a way. I was really thin, not social, and losing reality sense big time. That is odd to notice. I needed a place where I could stay and get back on track again. I got that at home, with my parents. I'm really grateful for that. In the meantime, we're 15 years ahead in time and I'm still struggling with my mental health. Only, I'm not a drifter anymore. I don't go out much. That is of the past. I was a weird person. Later on, when I went to another art academy, but this time in Amsterdam. I had the same experiences all over, scared and ashamed of myself. I went to the library a lot where I drew and read books about art. Eventually, I started to draw again, but this time in my room. So we're 12 years ahead from that time. I still can't read well or watch movies for a longer period of time. I'm trying to, and it is getting better. What is important in life? I lost reality sense big time. I needed to know what life was all about, spiritually mostly. I was drawn to that subject a lot. Nothing else didn't matter anymore. I was ill and even a bit suicidal because of the hallucinations I had and the voices I heard. When, le- when I learned about reincarnation again, because I already believed in that, I got a bit by bit back on track again. I lost my own teachings about life. I was right about that, but lost it for a while. I must say that the medicines work as well. Even when being psychotic, the afterlife and reincarnation are still true, so you can look at that in another perspective. Working on a new life, working on new lives actually. In the meantime, I wrote 4 small books about my discoveries, from being delusional to the afterlife, using myself as an example to teach people what it's like to be psychotic and schizophrenic. We all have downfalls in life, but how deep do they go? I had it on a daily basis, and that was really tough. Alrighty, that was the story from this week. I hope you guys all have a great week, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.